Good afternoon, traders. What's going on? This is John with Bull-Throttle Trading. First of all, I want to wish everybody out there a happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys are all, with everything that's going on, getting to spend some time with your family, whether it be on a Zoom meeting or a video chat or 6-foot distancing. But I hope you guys are all having a good Mother's Day. Today's video, because it's Sunday, I wanted to go through a couple of stocks. So some of you may have saw I posted a picture of all the stocks that are having earnings reports this week, right? So I wanted to go through some of the stocks that are having their earnings report tomorrow before the market opens and evaluate these and run through them with you so you guys could be aware and see if there's any potential value that may come out of any of these. So this way you guys will be able to take advantage of that. So if you guys are ready, let's jump on in. Alright, so the first stock we have on our list here is Under Armour. Alright, so we can see I have the 180-day chart up, and we had this big drop off here, right? And since then, we've been getting these higher highs and these higher lows. Okay, so when this earnings statement comes out tomorrow, it's going to create a possible opportunity, right? So we have this big drop off, and if we get back to where we were, we're looking at about 52% margin, 53% margin, right? Now I'm not saying that this earnings statement is going to make it push all the way back up there. For all we know, it could potentially drop, you know what I mean, another 30% back down to this previous low. So we need to pay attention and see what's going to happen. Now, let's make sure that we think about this before taking a position. We want to wait for confirmation. You guys will hear me say that all the time. Do not take a trade unless we see some kind of value in it. So with what's going on right now, right, and retail stores are starting to come to open up, right, this is possibly going to be good news for Under Armour, right? But we don't really have exact dates on those kind of things yet, and this earnings statement is going to be for this previous time. So, with the way things have been going, I think, it wouldn't be a big, surprise if we see that Under Armour ends up getting a bad earnings statement and goes down. With everything that's been going on, there hasn't been any kind of a catalyst that they've been, picking up sales or anything like that, at least not that I've heard of. Looking at the news here, we could see they lowered their price target, so this is kind of an indication that this may not be a good earnings statement. But again, there could be something that we don't know about yet. So the best thing we can do is set our alerts and see what this is going to do. So I'm going to set an alert down here at this previous support and see if we go below this, and then I'll set another alert right here at this resistance, and then this way we'll get an alert and see which way this takes off. And if it's something positive and this starts pushing up, then we can pay attention, maybe try to find a 3-bar pattern. If you don't know what a 3-bar pattern is, you can Google that. I'm going to make a video on the 3-bar patterns here pretty soon. But we can be basically, again, looking for that confirmation and seeing if Under Armour will, pick up or if it's going to sell off. So again, we don't want to buy on hope. Let's wait for confirmation and see. Okay, so the next one we have here is Cleveland Cliffs Incorporated. So this is another one now. So we have, all of these graphs are going to be very similar, obviously, with the coronavirus. So we have this big sell-off, and then we were getting these higher highs, higher lows. Then we had this pullback, right? And then we're making these higher highs and higher lows. Now here's something that we want to pay attention to now. Cliffs has broken above the SMA line, right? And we have this resistance point right here. So I'm going to draw a line. So we've identified this, or I'm sorry, a support. So we've identified this support here, and then we've identified this resistance, and we can see that we've bounced. This is now the third time that we're approaching this same resistance point that we've bounced on, okay? So now with this earnings statement coming out, this might be a catalyst that's going to push us above this previous resistance, right? So again, we can look, this is definitely oversold looking at the MACD and the RSI. But again, a catalyst will kind of change the rules when it comes to using those indicators, right? So if the earnings are good earnings, then even though this is overbought, the the demand for buying more is going to now be valuable. So we could see this start to take off. But just as well, we can see it kind of bounce and come below, and maybe even get some lower lows. So let's see. Looking at the news here. So it looks like they have. This is all. Let's see what this says. I gotta bring this on the screen. Okay, so looking at the news, it seems that there's been an ongoing investigation going on with Cleveland Cliffs, and they are kind of praising about this investigation, talking about how it is basically bringing good to the company, right? So, these investigations are helping take care of any kind of imperfections or anything that may be going wrong with their facility. So again, this could be a catalyst to push up. This could be a catalyst to push down. We don't know yet. But as I said, one of the things that's really catching my attention with this is we have broken above this SMA line, right? But it's still a previous resistance level. So again, we're going to set some alerts here and be ready to see what happens tomorrow morning when the market opens, right? So creating these alerts is a great way because it's very difficult to be able to, whoops, forget which way I'm going here. All right. It's very difficult to be able to monitor, a bunch of different stocks, especially when the market's actually open and you're, trying to figure out what your move is. So it's really important to set these alerts and be ready to, have a movement when we start to see this confirmation. All right, so the next one we have here is Marriott International. So again, this is one that we have the similar kind of graph. We've kind of been consolidating. We haven't been getting like these higher highs and higher lows, and then we finally broke above and we got this higher high. And again, we are above the SMA line. But we peaked up and we came back down and we're back in this consolidation period, right? So we just have this horizontal movement kind of happening, right? So again, with everything that's been going on, places are starting to open back up. But again, we need to pay attention that tomorrow is about, with these stocks, it's about their earnings statements. So based on how things have been going, we haven't really had a whole lot of evidence that's going to support that it's going to be a good earnings for any of these stocks. We don't know yet, right? So again, we're going to prepare ourselves. I'm going to create some alerts here, and we're going to just do our best at waiting for confirmation and seeing what happens. And if, a point of value becomes clear, then we'll take it. All right. So now we have Kosmos Energy. All right, now this one is probably a stock that I would not be investing in. This is a low cap stock. I don't like to trade with these stocks. I understand that they offer a lot of potential. We look at this, we have a margin of about 77%, right? And this is a low cap stock, so you can get a very large position size with not a lot of money and make a lot of money on these. However, with these kind of penny stocks and everything, which I know it's not really a penny stock, but right now it is, you always run the risk of a delisting. Okay, so we have this earnings coming out. Looking at this news down here, we have Kosmos Energy gets non-compliance notification. So this stock doesn't look like something that I would want to invest in, and I'm not even going to continue to break it down at this point. We have a low cap stock. We have earnings coming out that, again, we don't really have evidence that these are going to be a good earnings sheet. I don't really see a whole lot of positive catalyst, and I don't really see a whole lot of value in this stock. That doesn't necessarily mean that some of you feel the same way. Don't trade something or not trade something just because that's what I do. I want to empower you guys to be able to make your own decisions. I know a lot of people who trade these penny stocks and are very successful at it, and if that's your thing and that's what you do, then all the power to you. I've been caught on that side of things where I've been holding and had a stock delist, and it's definitely not a good feeling. It's pretty much the worst case scenario that can happen in the stock market. So yeah, I am not going to set any alerts on Cosmos, and I am going to go to the next one. So the next one we have here is Cardinal Health. And Cardinal Health right now, again, we have this pullback. We have these higher lows and these higher highs, and we've established this resistance right here, right? So we have this resistance point, and we have this lower, here we go, we have this lower support level, right? And it looks like we're still in an uptrend. We're showing to be on the overbought side, so we haven't gotten higher highs yet, but we did get these lower lows. Now with this company, we can see with the earnings statements coming out tomorrow, we've had now this bullish trend, right? So this may be giving us some kind of an indication that our earnings statement might be a positive catalyst, right? So we've had some good stuff going on here, and maybe they projected things after hitting this down slope that they're going to be better than were projected, which could be a positive catalyst and cause more of a push, right? So we definitely would want to keep an eye on this. This looks like something that could provide a lot of value. You see, we've broke above this SMA line twice, now a third time, and we can expect that if we do have a positive catalyst here, we have this resistance that we're shooting for. So from there, we have about a 5% margin, right? So this might be a good stock to watch on our day trade. If we get a positive earnings here, which we very may well with this bullish movement here, that we can pretty much rely on about a 5% increase. And depending on how well the earnings are, it might even continue to push up, it might bounce. But if we end up taking a position in this, let's make sure that when we get to this resistance level that we lock in some of our profits, right? And then we can continue to see if it's going to go back up. We can buy more into our position size and increase that as well if we start to see more of an uptrend. And then this way, if we start to see a bounce, we'll be holding a smaller position size. We will have locked in some of our profits, and we will be able to exit the trade that we no longer have any value in, right? So I'm going to set some alerts here. I'm going to set an alert. That's at the resistance. I'm going to set another alert a little below this one. And then we're going to set an alert at the EMA line to see if we get below this. And then I'll set one more at this previous support. So again, this way we will have a good idea of what's going on with Cardinal Health when the market opens tomorrow, while we are also monitoring our other stocks. Okay, and the last one that I have on my list here, this is Golub Capital. Okay, so we see a similar drop, right? And we can establish that we've had these lower highs, and we had lower lows, and then we got higher lows, and then we're continuing this basically a very bearish trend. All right, so we had this big drop off. We're way below the SMA line, about 23%, right? So that's definitely not a good sign. We've been in this bearish movement the whole time, so our earnings statement is, again, probably going to reflect that. So we haven't really seen any indication of, this finding a bounce point. Again, though, we don't really know what's going on for sure, so we'll want to pay attention to this. But this is more on the back burner for me. I'm not going to set any alerts on this, but I will monitor it in my time tomorrow. I have it on my watch list here, so I will be able to monitor it. But I would like to focus on these other stocks that offer a better reward to risk ratio. So again, managing our risk and trying to look for valuable opportunities, right? Now, we are going to have more stocks that will be having an earnings statement after the market closes tomorrow. So be sure to go to our Facebook group page. I posted a picture of all the stocks that have earnings this week. So I'll try to make some more videos where we can go through the rest of these as the week progresses and look for some other ones that will offer some kind of value that we may want to pay attention to. But make sure to go there. You can download. It's just a regular image file, and it has all the companies listed with which days that their earnings statements come out. So this is giving us a little bit of a shortcut to scanning for what we want to trade, right? So I'm going to wrap the video up here, and if you guys got any value out of this, please hit the like and subscribe button. And as I said, be sure to check out our Facebook group, Bull-Throttle Trading and Investments. You'll be able to find the image that has all the earnings statements this week, as well as keep updated on all of my new content and communicate with the other members in the group. Good luck this week, guys, and remember, wait for confirmation and manage our risk.